Disneyland is famous for showcasing many modes of transportation, from the turn-of-the-century steam train, to the Autopia cars and the former People Mover, to the sleek monorail gliding as the highway in the sky. There's truly something for everyone to enjoy. Disneyland has had about every option covered, except for flying to the park, right? Well, what if I told you that you can do that, or at least used to be able to? This is the story of the Disneyland Heliport, from its start to its ultimate tragic demise, and what it looks like now. The original Disneyland Heliport opened in 1956 as a speedy way to get from LAX to Disneyland. The physical location of the 1956 heliport was just outside the railroad tracks next to Tomorrowland. Los Angeles Airways exclusively operated the flights, which carried up to 12 passengers in the Sikorsky S-55 aircraft. Just 1 year after opening, the original heliport location closed due to the Disneyland Railroad being expanded outwards towards Harbor Boulevard to give Tomorrowland and the park more room to grow into. A new heliport was built in 1957, with service continuing in that same S-55 helicopter. There would be no changes over the next 3 years, as the service proved to be a popular and reliable way for upper-class park guests to get from LAX to Disneyland and back in style. The helicopter ride itself offered breathtaking views of the park and the surrounding area. Due to park expansion and the need yet again for more land immediately on the opposite side of the train tracks, the 1957 heliport was closed. The third Disneyland heliport was built on the site of former orange groves near the Disneyland Hotel in 1960. Although the heliport was much farther away from the park, it still proved popular with guests as a safe, reliable, and easy way to get from the bustling Los Angeles International Airport to Disneyland. The only major changes to this location would be the ever-expanding Disneyland Hotel and its new towers providing a new obstacle to avoid. Another change would be the replacement of the Sikorsky S-55 with the more modern S-61L with capacity more than doubling to 28 guests. Los Angeles Airlines remained the sole operator of the route, which was only able to turn a profit due to government subsidies and an airmail contract despite its popularity with guests. Tragedy would strike the Disneyland helicopter route on May 22, 1968. Los Angeles Airways Helicopter Flight 841 took off from Disneyland carrying 20 park guests and 3 crew members operating the flight. The helicopter was following its normal route, as it had for nearly 13 years, when suddenly the pilots issued a distress call to aircraft controllers. There's nothing that could be done before the Sikorsky S-61L crashed into a dairy farm near the city of Paramount, killing all 23 people on board. The tragedy was the deadliest U.S. helicopter crash at the time. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be the last crash on the Disneyland helicopter route. On August 16, 1968, less than 3 months after the Flight 841 crash, another Sikorsky S-61L took off from the Disneyland heliport. The helicopter had 18 guests and 3 crew members who were traveling to LAX on the usual Los Angeles Airways route. The helicopter suffered a massive mechanical failure over the city of Compton, with the rotor separating from the airframe. The aircraft crashed immediately, killing all passengers and crew on board. Flights were suspended after these pair of tragic accidents, but would resume shortly after the investigation into the crashes concluded. The flights would continue on for another 3 years until Los Angeles Airways went bankrupt in 1971. A rival to Los Angeles Airways, Golden West Airlines, would pick up the helicopter route in 1972, operating it for 5 months without incident before permanently closing the route in late 1972. Today, the 3 Disneyland heliports from 1956, 1957, and 1960 are not even recognizable. The 1956 and 1957 heliports, if they're today, would be in the middle of the Disneyland tram loading and unloading stations. The 1960 heliport, where the 2 tragic 1968 flights took off from, would be on the site of the downtown Disney surface parking lots. This has been the story of the Disneyland Heliport, one of an innovative idea that would end in tragic results. If you'd like to learn more about aviation history or Disney history, check out other legacy videos here on the channel. For some cool Codemic merchandise, check out the official TeeSpring Store in the description below. This has been Matt from Codemic, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, And as always, I'll see ya real soon.